Global TV News Express, Tinubu presides over third FEC meeting. Federal government signs ₦1 billion deal with IHS Towers to build 3 MTT communities. Supreme Court strikes out APM's appeal against Tinubu. Spanish police sees Asian gold jewelry stolen from Ukraine. Plus, Man United to pay tribute to Charlton on Tuesday night. Hello and a warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Express live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Fauziya Lukman. President Bola Tinubu is currently presiding over the third Federal Executive Council meeting of his administration at the Council Chambers of the State House, Abuja. The meeting, which commenced at around 1:10 p.m., is being attended by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemi Ishen, the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Honorable Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Absent are Vice President Kasim Shettima, who is away in the United States of America, and some ministers, including those of Culture, Art and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, and the Minister of Tourism, Lola Adijon, amongst others. Last Monday, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, announced that the council meeting will now be held on Mondays against the previous schedules of Wednesdays. Idris explained that the council may not meet every week, but only when there are pressing issues to be discussed. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu on Monday affirmed that the student loan scheme he approved on June 12, 2023 would go live in January 2024. He also promised that episodes of industrial action by academic staff's Union of Tertiary Institutions would become a thing of the past. Tinubu, who elaborated on his administration's plan to stabilize the economy through the collaboration of stakeholders, especially the private sector, also noted the need to immediately initiate a sustainable credit scheme. The United States chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC on Sunday night warned the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, from going ahead with its planned press conference on the controversies surrounding President Bola Tinubu's Chicago State University academic certificate, saying the school had already confirmed its authenticity. The warning is coming 2 days after the Public Secretary of NADECO USA, David Adenika, announced that the group will hold a world press conference on Monday inside Chicago City Hall. Adenika further explained that the purpose was to provide journalists and the international community an opportunity to ask questions that will properly investigate and shed light on the alleged CSU certificate forgery of the president. Reacting via a statement on Sunday night, the chairman of APC USA, Tayo Bolafin, condemned the move, which he described as a smokescreen to vilify the president, while arguing that Tinubu's alma mater has settled the matter. Bolafin added that it was also wrong of NADECO USA, which he labeled a phony group, to be seen discussing a matter that is already in court. A 7-member panel of the Supreme Court will today hear the appeal by Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi challenging the judgment of Presidential Election Petition Court, which affirmed President Bola Tinubu's election. Members of the panel, which are yet to be unveiled, will hear the appeal by Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, the Labour Party's Peter Obi, and Allied People's Movement, APM, challenging the election of Bola Tinubu of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. The Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja, headed by Haruna Tsammani, has ruled that Atiku and Obi failed to substantiate their separate claims of widespread electoral malpractice during the conduct of the 25th February presidential election by Nigeria Electoral Commission, INEC. The court also dismissed another petition filed by the APM on the ground that the suit was lacking in merit. Atiku, Obi, and the APM all filed separate appeals to challenge the decision. Similarly, the Supreme Court has struck out the appeal by the Allied People Movement, APM, seeking to nullify the election of President Tinubu. The party had claimed that the placeholder nominated by the president, Ibrahim Masari, was not replaced within the 14 days stipulated by Section 33 of the Electoral Act. At the hearing on Monday, the lead counsel for the party, Chukuma Mokuchuku Ume, told the court that their appeal was not precise on double nomination. He insisted that the Vice President, Kasim Shettima, was illegally nominated. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the appeal filed by presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, against the tribunal judgment affirming President Bola Tinubu's election. The 7-man panel led by John Inyang Okoro, after listening to the submission of the parties involved in the matter, says the judgment date will be communicated to them. Adopting his address, Obi lead counsel Levi Uzoka urged the court to hear the appeal. INEC lawmaker Mahmoud, while making his submission, urged the court to dismiss the appeal, adding that it lacked merit. Adopting their addresses, Tinubu's lawyer Wole Onikpeku and his APC counterpart Akin Olujumi urged the court to dismiss Obi's appeal. The panel led by Okoro said the appeal is reserved for judgment until a date to be communicated to the parties. The Supreme Court has dismissed appeal by Smart Adeyemi against the judgment of the lower court on the All Progressive Congress (APC) governorship primary election in Kogi State. Adeyemi had asked the court to nullify the primary election of the APC, which produced Usman Ododo as the party's candidate for the forthcoming governorship election in the state. The court, in a judgment delivered on Monday by Justice Emmanuel Agim, also ordered that the sum of 1 million naira be paid to the first and third respondent in the matter. The Director General, NYSC, National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Yushau Ahmed, has stated that his administration is committed to the sustenance of cordial relationship that the NYSC has with the media. The DG stated this during a media workshop organized for NYSC top management and state coordinators in Abuja. Global TV correspondent Subarat Usman was there and tells us more.
The DG said the NYSC will leverage its relationship with the media to deepen media partnership as they provide a veritable platform for the publicity of the activities of the scheme.
Consequently, your actions or inactions in respect of issues affecting the NYSC can impact the scheme positively or negatively. Equally, what you may regard as a minor issue or incident may be escalated by the media without proper engagement and can easily go viral in the social media.
Meanwhile, the Director of Press and Public Relations, Mr. Eddie Megwa, said the training is in line with the Director General's desire that the corporate image of the scheme is adequately protected through robust engagement with the media.
Will be scintillating, rewarding, and will sure open a new chapter that will boost the revered image of our dear scheme. This training is in line with the Director General's desire that the corporate image of the scheme is adequately protected through robust engagement with the Fourth Estate of the Realm, which constitute variable partners in progress with the scheme since the inception of.
While speaking on the topic, optimizing media relations to enhance the corporate image of the NYSC, the President, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Dr. Ike Neliaku, advised NYSC management, especially the state coordinators, to create more robust relationship with media practitioners in order to consolidate on the positive image of the scheme. Shobra Usman, Global Television News, Abuja.
The federal government has signed a 1 billion naira deal with the telecommunications company IHS Towers to build learning communities across Nigeria for the 3 million technical talent programs. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, announced the partnership on his X account on Monday. Tijani revealed that the 1 billion naira funding received from IHS2 encompasses not only financial support but also commitment that covers the salaries of 37 dedicated learning community managers for each location over the course of the next 3 years. The program aimed to generate a pipeline of technical talent in line with President Bola Tinubu's vision for creating 2 million digital jobs by 2025. The ministry will select individuals who have expressed interest in acquiring specific skills and will cover the expenses associated with their training. The technical skills include software development, UI/UX design, data analysis and visualization, quality assurance, product management, data science, animation, AI machine learning, cybersecurity, game development, cloud computing, and development opportunities. Ajaokuta Steel Mill, Nigeria's largest of its kind, has been largely in operation for a decade, a development that has denied 19 billion.
A cross-section of Nigerians has reacted to the announcement by the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Prince Shaibu Audu, assuring of the federal government's commitment to complete the Ajaokuta Steel Construction Project, which is said to have the potential of creating 500,000 jobs for Nigerians. Nigerians have aired their views concerning the issue of the ongoing Ajaokuta Steel Construction Project. For a steel complex that has been comatose for decades, many Nigerians are full of expectations, and it serves as a test of government resolve. However, Edward, for instance, does not find the story particularly inspiring.
We've heard so much about Ajaokuta Steel, and it's like at a point we're beginning to lose hope. But because hope is the essence of life, we believe that this government, or whatever successive government, should do something about it, because Nigeria needs it. And Nigeria is more important than anybody. So we are believing that because of humanity, we need it. We can't continue to be stagnant. We need to move forward.
Roberts, on the other hand, expresses optimism and advises Nigerians to keep hope alive while constantly believing in and supporting the government.
The time has come for us to actually believe in the words of Mr. President. You understand, he's a pragmatic person. He's focused, and he has direction. And he has armed himself with technocrats. And I believe so much in the words of the Honorable Minister, who is a representative of the President of the Republic of Nigeria. And also, you have a permanent secretary, you understand, in that ministry that is a technocrat. And I believe that they will swing into action very soon.
For Wasil Awar, a civil servant, more commitment to the Ajaokuta Steel Complex is expected of the government, considering the need to industrialize Nigeria in order to encourage local production.
We have the natural deposit of this steel in Nigeria, so it cannot just be wasted, it cannot be moribund. If the other subsequent previous administration have been coming, they are making lips emphasis on it. But I think he is more pragmatic on it, as he laid emphasis on it now. But you have to realize that the Ajaokuta Steel is not going to start from embryo. It has gotten to a stage before it was moribund. So now what he's going to do now is to resuscitate it. So by resuscitating it, all the manpower needed, the capacity and capability needed, he knows them. Just to ask them to come back. And once it is top on his agenda, so if it's top of on his agenda, he's going to lay emphasis on it, and the thing will be prosecuted.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, has clarified the incident earlier reported as an assassination attempt on him, which was widely reported on social media, saying it was a minor disagreement between the security details attached to him and some military personnel providing security on the road. In an interview granted to the press at his residence in Abuja on Sunday, Governor Bello stated that there was no attempt whatsoever on his life. He clarified that while there was a minor fracas between the men of the Nigerian police force attached to his convoy and those of a military unit manning the highways, The incident happened in the course of both units performing their lawful security duties. The governor, who commended the security agencies for their joint contribution to the improved security of lives and property enjoyed by the citizens of Kogi State, however, called on the high command of the agencies involved to investigate overzealousness and unprofessional conduct by any of their men involved in the incident and applying necessary sanctions. The Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, has disclosed that there are over 2 million unregistered pharmaceutical premises and 35 open drug markets across the country, making Nigeria a fertile ground for fake and substandard drug products. Disclosing this in Lagos during a press conference, the pharmacists also expressed displeasure over Nigeria's loss of over 6,000 pharmacists to brain drain in the last 6 years, while according to PCN, more are preparing to leave. They further lamented that despite the dire situation, there is no substantive register for the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, PCN, the regulatory body that could curtail the excesses and abuse of some unregistered pharmaceutical premises. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana SAN has called on the National Assembly to address Nigeria's worrisome out-of-school crisis to save the future of the country. Falana made the call in a speech he read at a summit on Nigeria's out-of-school children crisis hosted by the UK charity IE Foundation in Lagos at the weekend. The activist says that the refusal for the state government to make counterpart contributions to the Universal Basic Education Fund in the country was hampering access to basic education in Nigeria. Falana, in his speech made available to the press in Abuja on Sunday, stressed the need for the National Assembly to act fast, lamenting that the number of out-of-school children in the country was alarming. You're watching the News Express on Global TV, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, or on StarTime channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the News Express returns, federal government attracts $2 billion investment to sector. The news continues shortly with details of this and other stories right after this short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back to Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of the News Express from the nation's capital, Abuja. On a sad note, a heavy downpour on 20th October in the Federal Capital Territory has claimed the life of a 31-year-old motorcyclist, Yakubu Loki, who drowned after he drove into the pool of water at Dogongada in Lokogoma district of the territory. The deceased, who defied warnings from the local diver station at Dogongada by the FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, also navigated through the barricade placed by the agency. The search and rescue team of FEMA, led by the Director of Forecasting Response and Mitigation, Florence Wenegeme, recovered the body of the deceased and deposited it at the Asokoro District Hospital, where a doctor confirmed him dead on arrival. Reacting to the incident, the Acting Director General of FEMA, Mohammed Sabo, appealed to FCT residents to always heed to the warnings issued by the agency. Argentina's economy minister, Sergio Massa, has defied expectations by winning more than 36% of the vote in Sunday's presidential election, putting him on course for a runoff contest with the far-right candidate Javier Milei. Massa's lead was a surprise, as many had believed voters would punish him for presiding over a financial crisis. With almost all ballots counted, no candidate has received the necessary 45% of voters needed to win outright. There will therefore be a second round on November 19th, in which voters will have to choose between Massa from left-wing Peronist. Milei, who had come first in the primaries in August, was relegated to second place with 30% of the votes. Israeli strike on Gaza overnight and early Monday have killed at least 70 people, Hamas officials said, as the military stated that it has struck some 320 targets in the Palestinian enclave in 24 hours. The Hamas-controlled government media office in the blockade Gaza Strip said in a statement that more than 60 persons were killed in the Israeli raid during the night, including 17 who were killed in a single strike that hit a house in Jabalia in northern Gaza. At least 10 people were killed in new strikes on Monday morning, the media office said in a separate statement, bringing the overall toll since Sunday night to at least 70 dead. Israel has warned more than 1 million residents to northern Gaza to move to south for their safety, and the United Nations says more than half of the territory's 2.4 billion population is now displaced. Similarly, the World Health Organization (WHO) has urged Israel to withdraw its evacuation order for hospitals in northern Gaza. WHO spokesman Tariq Jassavic said on Monday that there are patients that could not be moved, adding that many of them are on mechanical ventilators. He also noted that there are newborns on incubators as well as people in unstable conditions, and it is very difficult to move them. So far, 4 trucks carrying surgical and dressing materials as well as medicines for chronic illness have been brought into Gaza through the Rafah border crossing. The spokesman said more trucks are ready on the Egyptian side, but so far there are no security guarantees that the supplies can be brought in. The European Union on Monday took a legal step towards imposing sanctions on Niger's new military rulers who overthrew the democratically elected leader in July. The 27-nation bloc has condemned the ousted of Niger's President Mohamed Bazoum, which toppled a key western part in the jihadist region. The EU announced it has adopted a legal framework under which it can now sanction individuals and entities responsible for actions that threaten the peace, stability, and security of Niger. The EU has already suspended security cooperation and financial support with Niger following the military takeover. Former colonial power France is currently pulling out its 1,500-strong military deployment to the Sahel country after a demand from Niger's new rulers. Spanish police have said Monday they have seized century-old gold artifact worth over 6 million euros that was stolen and taken out of Ukraine illegally. The 11 pieces include necklace, bracelet and earrings were displayed at the Kyiv Museum between 2009 to 2013 and were smuggled out of Ukraine before 2016. The seized pieces, gold jewelry of great historical and economical value, have been stolen and exported illegally from Ukraine and were going to be sold in Madrid, the statement added, noting that items dated from between the 8th and 4th centuries BC. 3 Spanish and 2 Ukrainian nationals, one of them an Orthodox church priest, were arrested as part of the operation which carried out with the help of the authorities in Ukraine as well as Albania, Bulgaria, Cyprus and Northern Macedonia. Police said the artifact has forged documents in English, Ukrainian and Spanish to make it look as if they belong to the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Police began their investigation in 2021 after one of the pieces, a gold belt with ram's head, was sold to a businessman in a private sale in Madrid. This led investigators to the other 10 artifacts that police seized last month from the suspect. The pieces are being studied by Spain's National Archaeological Museum and the country's Cultural Heritage Institute. The federal government on Sunday announced that it has attracted over $2 billion investment in the renewable energy sectors over the past decade. It announced this through the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, adding that in advancing this achievement, it established partnership with the World Bank, African Development Bank, Global Alliance for People and Planet, Rocky Mountain Institute, Japan International Corporation and Agency, and others. The Director Promotion and Outreach, Mutari Ibrahim, who disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja, said from 2020 to date, REA has provided power to over 7.5 million people, including 1.5 million households, delivering 130 mini-grid products, including 1.3 million standalone home systems. The agency has equally deployed over 1,650 kilometers of solar street lights, improving power security and economic growth in rural areas. The federal government agency stated that in 2022, as part of the National Poverty Reduction and Growth Strategy Program, the REA secured an additional 4 billion naira in capital injection grants. It said the grants were to provide clean power standalone home system to over 50,000 locations, including rural homes, micro businesses, schools, and faith-based institutions. Minister of Housing and Urban Development Ahmed Lengiwa has communicated plans to develop cost-effective housing designs and promote the construction of quality and affordable housing for Nigeria. He said the plan will cater to the housing needs of 80% of low and medium income earners in the country. The minister made this known when he received the leadership of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, led by its president, Olusonubi Olayemi, at the ministry headquarters recently. Shonobi noted that an affordable housing design committee was created within his first week in office to develop more efficient design options to meet the income profile of Nigerians within that bracket. That is on Global TV News Express, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. One Star Time, channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Fauziya Lukman, thanking you so very much for watching.